Saunas have been around for thousands of years, and we've heard about health benefits both spiritually and physically. Well, I can't quite measure how much help spiritually saunas will be, but what we can do is assess this from a physiological standpoint. So let's take a deeper dive into the science behind saunas. Hey everyone, welcome to Science-Based Fitness. Thanks for clicking on today's video. I don't like this sauna. I'm gonna go to a different one. All right, I like this sauna a little bit better. Now, where was I? When I was in college, we never covered the topic of saunas or evidence behind it. So this is completely new to me. It seems like a lot of times we get pushed these concepts of fitness and health, and we don't know if it's smoke and mirrors or if it's actually beneficial. So that's what I wanted to do here with an unbiased approach. So I found a systematic review that had over 40 studies that they included, and of course it's sourced in the description if you want to read it on your own. Now I'll be honest with you guys, there's a few things in the systematic review that shocked me, and as you saw from the thumbnail, could possibly be life-changing if this is something you adapt. So stay tuned all the way to the end to make sure you hear the good and the bad of saunas. So let's first discuss how saunas work. Intense heat exposure like this stimulates our central nervous system, which leads to increases in heart rate, increases in skin blood flow, and increased cardiac output. This leads to additional bioavailability of nitric oxide, which aids in vasodilation. This might be one of the reasons why so many people talk about how saunas can help with heart health. But what did the systematic review say? A few of the studies in the analysis looked at congestive heart failure, peripheral artery disease, ventricular arrhythmia, and ischemic heart disease. And if you're unfamiliar with these conditions, pause here and you can see what they are. So there were some improvements in the 6-minute walk test and the ankle brachial index test, which is essentially a blood pressure reading taken at your brachial artery in your arm and one in your ankle, and a ratio is calculated to determine how much restriction to the lower limb someone's exhibiting. So there is some level of cardiovascular benefit. But two of the studies that I found the most interesting were the two biggest in all of the systematic review. So they looked at 2,300 men over 20 years, attempting to find if saunas affected the likelihood of suffering certain conditions. So they were able to conclude that there was a 66% reduction in individuals developing dementia, 65% reduction in individuals developing Alzheimer's, 63% risk reduction of sudden cardiac death, and 40% reduction of all-cause mortality. That's pretty amazing. If you don't believe me, in the description is the meta-analysis. You can read it on your own. You don't have to take my word for it. Some of the other things they looked at were mild cases of depression. One of the studies included 28 individuals suffering from mild depression. This improved the ability to relax. Although I will say, these findings are limited due to the size of the study and because people were self-reporting. Most of the individuals did report an ability to relax better, even if they weren't suffering from mild depression. One of these studies found that individuals who were healthy were able to lower their LDL cholesterol, raise their HDL cholesterol in both men and women. Individuals who were suffering from chronic tension headaches saw a reduction of headache intensity after just 6 weeks of sauna treatment. And one of the big categories I wanted to talk about was detoxing. This seems like you hear so much about it in the health and fitness industry. Drink this drink to detox, use this ointment to detox, and all these different things being pushed at you. So does this help with detoxification? There were benefits, and some of the research looked at more serious things like police officers who were exposed to drugs. There were improvements, but they also added additional interventions. But the systematic review was able to conclude that many industrial toxins, including heavy metals, pesticides, and various petrochemicals may be excreted in sweat. Sweat-induced excretion of toxic metals such as arsenic, cadmium, lead, mercury have been reported at the rates of excretion matching or exceeding urinary routes. So that looks like a win for detoxing, but there has to be some bad, right? There has to be some downsides, and of course, like anything, there's always some negatives. We're going to talk about those. So out of all 40 studies that were included in this, we have 8 studies that reported adverse side effects. Those side effects were low blood pressure, hypovolemia, polyurination, weight loss, transient leg pain, acute bronchitis, and claustrophobia. And if you are someone that suffers from claustrophobia, maybe saunas aren't quite the thing for you. Of course, there have been deaths in saunas, but a retrospective population study that looked at users in Sweden and Finland who frequent saunas found that the annual death rate was 2 out of every 100,000 inhabitants, respectively, with half or more of all of these deaths involving the use of alcohol. An additional thing I needed to include here in the negative side of this is something that I found if you simply Google if saunas increase testosterone levels, you'll find the answer of yes. But upon further investigation, in a study that wasn't included in the meta-analysis, but still linked below in the description if you want to read it, the conclusion is that in young men, testosterone concentrations increase significantly with increased physical activity levels. But for men who are regular sauna users, do not see significant changes in concentration of testosterone. But we did see a drop in cortisol levels. So if you're someone that's trying to build muscle or lose weight, having too much cortisol can be a problem. So if you are a super stressed out person, this might be helping you. This might help you building muscle or losing weight if you're someone that's overly stressed. Additional studies looked at how saunas can affect men's ability to reproduce. After just 3 months of repeated sauna use, 15 minutes a day, twice a week, investigators reported reduced sperm count and reduced sperm concentration. I don't have B-roll for that, so you got to watch me just read it off my script. Well, now that that's behind us, I've never been a big proponent of using saunas, but after this research, it seems pretty hard to argue against it. So I think I'm definitely going to start using it more frequently. Let me know in the comments below if you guys are going to start using the saunas. Videos like this require a huge amount of time and investment. If you guys found value in it, hit that like button down below. If you're not subscribed to the channel and you liked it, consider subscribing. I make new weekly content. Well, have a good day, guys. If you want to watch more of my content, right up here you can watch a full video on what's inside your pre-workouts. So we'll see you guys next time. Have a good day.